Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, let me paint you guys a picture. Imagine going to your local FFL, slapping your permit down on the table, picking out the gun that you want. You do everything that is required by law, and it's all above board. And then it turns out you're targeted for purchasing that gun. That's what we're here to discuss. All right, guys, I know with that opening, you're like, what is going on? We'll discuss that in a second, but first, just want to say I appreciate all the support on views of the last video, guys. I really do appreciate it. And of course, down in the description below is always going to be links to the merch store where you can pick up t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, everything you possibly want. It's a great way to support the channel. You can also become a member here on YouTube, Patreon, locals, so on and so forth. At the very least, guys, I just ask that you like the video, throw a comment down in the comment section to discuss and kind of help with the algorithm. At the very least, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and toggle that notification bell. This way you always get notified when a new video like this goes up or I do a live, which we all know is usually on a Saturday night. All right, let's get into what am I talking about. So I know the first thing you're thinking about, who's targeting us? State of Connecticut, ATF, federal government? No, none of those. In fact, it's a group that's supposed to be on our side. So this was brought to my attention yesterday by a viewer. They watched one of my shorts and it clicked and they said, hey, sent me a message. You need to look into this. So all the links for what I'm about to explain to you is going to be down in the description below. All right, here we go. There's a massive lawsuit right now accusing Connecticut Firearms Group of using gun owners' personal data to tailor ads. Now, who are we talking about? Well, the creators of SHOT Show, NSSF. And if you don't know who that is the National Shooting Sports Foundation. It is a lobbying group, and it is here in Connecticut, which a lot of people really don't realize. But yes, the people that produce SHOT Show annually in Vegas are based out of Connecticut. So let's get into this. This is from the Connecticut Mirror. It is being reported by the AP, the Associated Press. Hartford, Connecticut. A firearms industry, trade, and lobbying organization secretly built a database containing the personal information of millions of gun owners that use the data to reach gun rights supporters with political ads dating back to 2000's elections, according to this new lawsuit. The suit against the National Shooting Sports Foundation, based in Shelton, Connecticut, alleges the organization obtained the data from major gun manufacturers whose customers never agreed to share their personal information for political purposes. The suit filed by two gun owners allege unjust enrichment that the NSSF benefited from using gun owners' information without paying for it. The NSSF, whose members include thousands of gun manufacturers, distributors, retail shops, did not respond to an email from the AP seeking comment on Monday. The organization has said that there was nothing illegal or improper about the data collection. That being said, how about you don't use my personal data? It's nobody's business, and I should not be targeted from the other side or my own side because I chose to purchase a firearm, whether it be for sporting, personal protection, or I'm a collector. You are not supposed to use that data and then target me with political ads. That's not kosher in my book. Article goes on to say that the plaintiffs are gun owners Daniel Kokanor of Oklahoma and Dale Rimkus of Illinois, who provided their personal information to gun makers when they filled out the warranty cards after buying firearms, the lawsuit says. The cards are used by consumers to obtain rebates and repair or replacement parts for the firearms. The lawsuit mirrors reporting by ProPublica on the NSSF's use of gun owners' information for political purposes. The NSSF began compiling its database in 1999 using warranty card information from manufacturers in the wake of the shooting at Columbine High School in Colorado that killed 12 students and a teacher. The gun company sought to defend the industry against legal actions and protect their image, the lawsuit says. The cards provided a wealth of information about the firearm buyers, including contact information, gender, age, income, interests, what vehicles they own, and why they bought a gun, according to the lawsuit. For decades, NSSF violated the rights of firearm purchasers to know who receives their personal information and to control how that information is used, said Ben Gould, a Seattle-based lawyer for the plaintiffs. Lawsuit also says that Cabela's provided their customer data. So whether you ever shop at Cabela's, if you have a Cabela's card, including Bass Pro, you've ever purchased anything there, it's all tracked, tagged, and databased, and what these companies were doing is they're just selling this information to NSSF. Now, we accept that when we fill out certain things, yes, that information is going to be brokered, it's going to be sent out, but maybe I'm just naive. When we purchase a firearm, we're assuming and we're hoping that that information is confidential, because it's not just like, hey, this is my name, this is where I live, and this is the rough income that I bring in annually. This is your name, your social security number, your income, where you live, the guns you're buying. That is real. To me, that is super, super intimate information, especially when it comes to my firearms purchases. It's like I always preach in class. When you purchase a firearm, especially your first, it is a very intimate process. And we're talking about everyday carry guns. Because for me, an everyday carry gun is intimate. You want it to become part of you. You're not just purchasing some willy-nilly gun and then carrying that. No, you're going to buy what you want, exactly how you want it, and then you're going to run that bad boy into the ground. You're going to shoot it the most. You're going to make it part of your wardrobe. You're going to carry it every day with you. That's nobody's business but mine, and apparently the state of Connecticut and the ATF, things like that. Article also says safeguarding our customers' privacy is something that we take very seriously, and we can state unequivocally Bass Pro Shops has never sold or made available our customers' personal information to any organization for partisan political purposes, according to that company. But Cabela's did. We all know that Bass Pro owns Cabela's, and they have since 2017. The database has grown to include millions of records. By May of 2001, the database contained approximately 3.4 million records, including 523,000 from warranty cards and 2.9 million from voter and hunting licensing lists, according to the suit. Less than a year later, the database, called Data Hunter, had grown to 5.5 million records, with the NSSF revealing in an internal document that several firearm manufacturers, including Doc, Smith & Wesson, Marlin Firearms, Savage Arms, were contributing their customer data, according to this lawsuit. Those companies did not immediately respond to emails seeking comment from the AP. That's insane. And it's absolutely insane that your data was brokered like that to the NSSF so they could target you with political ads. Now, we all know that our phones listen to us. You know, your phone hears something enough, or you do a cursory Google search for something, and all of a sudden you're noticing that social media ads are populating all these different ads to your timeline, showing you products. And it might be something that you just thought of, and then you get these ads, you're like, oh, I've been looking for this. That's because the algorithm tracks and databases and all this stuff, everything that you do, where you go, all of it. That's why when you're using these apps, whether it be on your Android or your Apple phone, it's asking to use your location. So if you're using any social media, if you're using certain like MapQuest, Waze, whatever's out there, they're tracking you, and they can see where you're going, what you're doing, and then with all this information, your daily activities, which you think is benign, can be compiled together and create a picture for these groups to then sell, so you can be lobbied and have those ads targeted to you specifically. Now, I personally know on the back end of whether it be Facebook, Instagram, or if you're running ads on like YouTube, we literally can go in and you can target very, very specific demographics, not just areas, but political leanings, age groups, things like that, because these things are tracking you. It's not just one thing, it is everything. It just disheartens me knowing that I fill out a warranty card for my firearm, which I just purchased, and then they're selling my data. Now, moving on that, if we go to ProPublica, which is investigative journalism and in the public interest, and trust me, I do not think that this or even the Connecticut Mirror are anything but left-leaning, but the lawsuit alleges the gun industry exploited firearms owners' data for political gain. This is their article, which will be linked down below. The federal court complaint filed this week closely mirrors the findings of ProPublica's investigation that detail a decades-long secret program operated by the gun industry's largest trade group. Two major law firms accused the NSSF this week of violating the privacy rights of millions of gun owners by running a decades-long program that sent their information to political operatives without consent. The allegations in this lawsuit, filed Monday in federal court by Keller Rohrbach of Seattle and Motley Rice of Connecticut, closely mirror the findings that ProPublica investigated and details of the secret program operated by the gun industry's largest trade group. Again, this article will be linked down below. And I said there's a 24-page complaint that asks the court to approve this class action status and request financial damages against NSSF, claiming the gun industry lobbyists enriched themselves by exploiting valuable gun buyer information for political gains. So when you click on that, which I will also have down in the link below, this was filed September 22nd of this year. It says privacy is most important to firearm purchasers. Many firearm purchasers seek to protect themselves from dangerous ex-partners. Many others are in law enforcement, while others just value privacy simply as part of the right to be let alone. The most comprehensive of rights and the right most valued by civilized men. This is Olmstead v. U.S. from 1928. Firearms purchasers want to control who can and cannot know a slew of personal information. Their address, phone number, whether they're married, they have children, the level of income, their personal habits or hobbies, and even when they decide to give sensitive personal data to another party, they want to know the purpose for which that information will be used and to whom, if anyone, it can be disclosed. Now, I always joke in class when we get through the legal section that is required by state law now, thank you, HB 6667, I always joke with everybody in class, and I'm like, hey, it boils down to this. When you buy a gun, who do you tell? And they generally say, well, we tell nobody, just because of red flag laws and everything else. I'm like, so it's nobody's business but yours. And now we find out that all these manufacturers, when we fill out our warranty cards, are brokering our data to a group that is supposed to be on our side and then using that data politically to target us and to lobby and use us as a commodity. Absolutely insane. Again, this will be linked down below, those two articles and the actual lawsuit. Feel free to click on any of them after this video and go watch them. I think this is absolutely a violation of trust for the industry as a whole. It's not just NSSF that should be looked into about this. It's all the gun manufacturers that took our personal data and then sold it. Look, I go buy a Glock. It's nobody's business that I just bought a Glock. When's if I don't want anybody to know? When's if I buy it with the idea of the only people that are going to know that I purchased this firearm is me, the gun store, local PD, obviously, DPS 3, the state police, and the ATF because they ran a background check on me. But even then, they don't know what I bought. It's on the 4473, which stays at the FFL for 25 years or until the FFL goes out of business and closes their doors. That information is not out there. That's why the ATF has to do traces. They have no idea, supposedly, who bought what, because they're not supposed to have a registry or a searchable database, which we all know is a bunch of bullshit. Connecticut does have a de facto registry, whether they admit it or not, since we have a universal background check system called the DPS-3. I think if you're in the market to purchase a firearm and you want some sort of anonymity, that time is over. I guess everybody under the sun gets to know that you purchased the gun, and we're no longer living in an age where you can actually go and purchase something like this and keep it to yourself, since now we know that that data has been brokered to different groups. Absolutely bullshit in my book. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Did you guys even know about this? Do you think this is a violation of our trust? Do you think this lawsuit's going to go anywhere? Do you now have a different opinion on the NSSF? Especially being here in Connecticut, one of the most anti-2A states in the union, somehow they've gotten away with violating our trust once again. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm just bringing you the information. You guys let me know what you think. That's all I got for you guys in this video. Please do me a favor. If you hung out this long, like the video, share it with all your friends, share it with everybody you know. Definitely subscribe to the channel, and I will see all of you in the next video.